Hi guys, welcome back to not my YouTube. We're gonna do a Q&A.
So as requested, me and Jacob are going to do a Q&A. So we've got a few different questions and we're joined by Flex as well, if you can't tell. But we've got quite a few questions, to be fair, and quite a mixture. I don't know if you want to see that. It's quite funny, the difference in questions between what me and Jacob got. Mine are very everything about us, and yours are very...
How do I get jacked, bro?
Bodybuilder. So there'll be a good mixture. Okay, Flex has got a treat now, so we can concentrate a little bit more. We just go straight into the questions.
Question one.
I'll try and mix them up a bit so we're not bulking too many together. But let's start with...
I've not seen these.
I know you haven't. So, how did we meet?
The real answer or lie?
I don't know. You choose. What's the lie?
You've messaged me. That's the truth.
You're hilarious. So what actually happened was... So Jacob messaged me on Instagram and said... and said, hey, I heard you want to train at this gym.
Boys will know. Boys will know. It's just a game.
Yeah, so basically we had mutual friends from somewhere that we both used to work. Jacob messaged me on Instagram, asked me to go train.
It was a fucking shit session as well.
Bear in mind, this was like very, very early on in my bodybuilding journey, and I did not know how to train.
So if you're wondering why I've got no arms, this is probably the reason why, because I've sacrificed training arms for her.
No, we train legs.
Yeah, I should have probably I've got legs. They're alright.
Yeah, true. Well, actually, you started with biceps, I remember that. Because I came a bit late and he was pumping up his biceps.
Yeah, again, boys will know.
So yeah, that was basically it. It's not that exciting, really. We exchanged maybe like 3 or 4 messages and then we trained.
Yeah, just train there.
And I think we trained twice that week.
Something like that.
Yeah. So we trained again and then asked me on a date. Proper date. A normal person date rather than training.
When mini golf.
Yeah, we did.
Next question.
So yeah, that's how we met. How are we finding prepping together? And there's a few questions relating to this actually, but we'll start with that one. You go first.
Funny enough, I did speak to Reese I've just trained legs. I've been covered in food, dog hair, sweat, and perhaps some building dust because we had a BT engineer who actually saved my life, but that's a long story. What are we talking about?
How are you finding prepping together? You spoke to Reese.
Yeah, I just spoke to Reese because, yes, I've prepped before myself, but I haven't gone all the way. I've stopped like 4 weeks out. I realise I'm a bit too small and I don't really fancy being men's physique, so I've not really prepped because this is my first real prep. I feel like I'm buzzing of the endorphins of actually belonging to bodybuilding and actually ticking the boxes, and I'm laughing, I'm chilling, and I know you're struggling more than I am.
Me?
Yeah, I think you're struggling more than me. So
potentially the past week, actually.
Whereas me, I've literally just had a little refeed today. I'm a bit bloated. I can feel the carbs. So I'm buzzing. But I know next week and week after probably will be tough because I will be digging pretty hard. But that's not really answering the question.
No, it's how we're prepping together. But that's fine. You do more of an update on how you're finding prep.
Yeah, I just I'm taking over. It's my YouTube. So yeah, guys, 6 weeks out, potentially 8 weeks out, maybe 10, depending on how many shows. No, it's good. The prepping together is good because we can fill the roles, I believe, pretty well. Like today, for example, I just go, cool, I'll do the food, you go open the gym, and it just happens.
Yeah, we get everything done.
Yeah, like obviously everyone has tasks to do, unless if you still live with your parents, you're fucking blessed. Because I wish I never had moved out. Because you really have no fucking tasks when you live with your parents. Can I swear on your channel?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. If you don't get monetized from the 40 followers you got?
Let's not get too ambitious.
40 followers?
45, I think.
Smashing
it is,
it.
actually.
But yeah, obviously you've got your adult tasks, and because you're in prep and you're so locked in, I feel like it's almost like not in a sense of like delegating. You kind of go, look, this needs doing. Do you want to do this? And you just kind of go, cool. Well, we fucking got to do it. So
Yeah.
let's just team up and smash them and just keep going.
Yeah.
I think that's
And
the
it
easiest part.
Yeah, and it does definitely make it easier that we're both in the same boat. We both know what each other do and what our goals are and everything like that. I do think I've never experienced it, but I imagine it is harder trying to prep with a partner that doesn't get bodybuilding,
And I cook
for
better.
example. You cook better.
You have got potatoes today. They're banging.
They were good potatoes, to be fair, so maybe you should do that more often.
Comes at a price. Next question.
So this leads on actually to the next kind of question, which is I suppose more for me, but that's how have I found this prep compared to the last one? Which last time I prepped, Jacob wasn't prepping. You were pretty much deep in off season then, weren't you?
I was deep in fucking Domino's.
Eating Domino's all the time, which to be fair, luckily for me, I'm not too bothered about it. I think I am one of the people that can really lock into it when I need to. So when I was in prep, I wasn't bothered. I wasn't really jealous. I'm not someone that I don't need to say like you can't eat. And it's the same with refeeds. Like I said, he's had a refeed today. I am on low day food, so it's complete opposites. But I'm just, you have to do what you've got to do, don't you?
Okay, so I'd be pissed though, but still.
I think you'll be more annoyed.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
But yeah.
One rule for one. What's the saying? One rule for one rule for another. Something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
don't know.
Anyway,
You love your sayings, don't you?
basically, I get the privilege.
Yeah, but I think comparisons of preps, I wouldn't say I found one easier than the other. Obviously this time I'm going in, I'm knowing what to expect sort of thing, although it is still very different. Like, I've done a longer prep this time. I'm equally in a much better position. I'm 8 weeks out now. I'm so much leaner 8 weeks out now than I was 8 weeks out last time. I've also got a lot more muscle, hopefully. So I do think they're very different. I'm also, I mentioned in another video, I'm a lot busier this prep compared to the last one. The other one was pretty easy. I was just working my normal job, and then we had so much time free then.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's not that different really. Just doing what you got to do really.
Yeah.
And I think there's one more similar question, which is, will there be more pressure competing this time as compared to a first timer? So I suppose you've done a first show as well.
I don't feel like to give a background, I've competed in men's muscle model, now that you have cut out the previous comments that I've made, which again, like I say, I'm as nice as they come.
This is my YouTube minus, so.
I would have kept it in. I don't care. Like I say, I mean no harm to nobody. I don't feel like men's muscle model really suits me. Basically, it was a show in my city. I wasn't really into bodybuilding, and then I was like, oh fuck it, I'll just jump into this show. And everybody sort of like at work sort of told me, go do it, because I was quite into my fitness. But I mean, I was having Sainsbury's fucking sandwich pre-show. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I had Domino's like at 4 weeks out. So I've not really, I wasn't really into bodybuilding, and I've competed in a show. So it was like, technically it's a first time a go for me, but it's not, if that makes sense. So I don't really feel any pressure because I feel like it's my first proper run at it.
Yeah. So I would say, to be honest, like my first prep, I didn't feel any pressure for it really. Like, other than I am a competitive person, so of course I wanted to win. But I wouldn't say I felt any pressure just because I was still quite new to bodybuilding. I wasn't really like massively in the bodybuilding scene yet. I didn't know loads of other people, so I didn't really get any like external pressure from anyone. And I do think this time, obviously, because I had such a good season, I won my first show, I won the British. I think that there's pressure on myself, definitely. Again, I'm competitive, I want to win again, but I equally know I'm jumping into a whole new league this time, obviously going into athletic figure. I don't know how I'm going to do, I don't know if I have the muscle mass yet, so this year I think it is just sort of seeing how I get on in athletic. In terms of external pressure again, I don't really feel any. I don't think anyone's putting any pressure on
No.
us at all, really.
No.
People just want to see us do our best, really.
I think so, yeah. Plus, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't really have enough to add, to be honest.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that answers that. I feel like that was a bit rambly. Financial recommendations / considerations before competing.
Well,
For example, how much you saved up.
Saved up.
For competing.
I'm in fucking debt with Reese. I'm in big debt with Reese. I'm not paid for my coach yet, so.
So
That's that.
neither of us saved up necessarily, but
No.
I'd say we're both in a position at the moment where we didn't need to save up. We have the disposable income to pay for what we needed to,
Well,
and I don't think we would have competed if we didn't have that.
I mean, I've opened a gym and training. I have turned my life, and I feel like you have almost, where I don't really, other than my parents and like my grandparents, I don't really have a connection with the outside world. So I don't spend I had some stupid prep purchases like this office, but again, this is to do things like this.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a stupid, but
You have been
know
a
what I
bit of
mean?
a prep spender, to be fair.
Yeah, a little bit.
But equally, like I say, I think if you're wanting to compete, you do need to consider it. It is an expensive sport.
Yeah,
It's not one of
it
them
is.
sports where you can just go and do it and whatever. Like, there's a lot to consider as a female, especially things like your bikini, heels, your tan, your makeup, show day. You got to think where you're competing. You might have to stay somewhere. But I always recommend to people plan in advance, so pay for things in advance if you can. So for example, I paid for my bikini like months ago, so I don't need to think about that now. It's almost like it's free.
I don't really know how many guys watch your YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how many fucking guys watch this YouTube. But I would go against what you were saying, really. Like, you say, oh, females, but again,
Men's- it's expensive in a
ladies, hear
different
me
way.
out.
It is
Like,
expensive in a different way.
the amount of gear, like, I don't run a dumb amount, but obviously we've got the steroids, which we use more steroids behind, and obviously in prep, like, you're going to run a cycle for at least 16 weeks, do you know what I mean? At least 12 to 16 weeks you're going to run a
Yeah.
cycle, and then, it's not
See,
cheap.
I'd say men's is more expensive throughout. Women's is more expensive,
in
on
bulk,
the day.
yeah.
If that makes
Although,
sense.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I mean, you have to pay for trunks, a tan,
Yeah, that's
and
not-
there's still a lot actually. The only
It
thing you
is.
don't have to pay for is makeup.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just like the
speed.
argument, about going for a haircut for a male.
Yeah.
It's 20 quid a go for me.
You
It's
definitely spend more on-
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But yeah, like I say, it is expensive. So I think depending on what situation you're in, it's just true on paper. Depending on what situation you're in at the moment, I would plan to spend
I don't-
1.5 to 2k
I think-
across the whole.
Is it?
I reckon so.
I've not budgeted, so I don't
I
know.
mean, I've not worked out exactly
don't
how to.
wanna know.
There are ways to do it cheaper. So, for example, as a female, you can do your own makeup, you can do your own hair, you can do your own tan. I would always recommend if you're a first timer, go get your tan done by them though,
yeah.
because you don't want the stress. Again, with makeup, unless you're really good at it, first time, just get it
Same
done.
with like pictures as well. Like,
Yeah, you want to pay for them.
like as
You'll
stupid
regret
as
it
it
if you
sounds, do you know what I
don't.
mean? If I go to Alton Towers, it's only down the road for us.
Yeah.
I'm not too bothered about a picture on the ride. But when we went to Germany for rides,
Yeah.
I'm
it's
not going back.
expensive.
Like, you're not
Yeah.
going to prep again. Like, some people prep literally month after month, which is very silly. But
Yeah.
it's not very good for your health. You should have a time off stage to actually, one, grow and make a difference to your
Recover.
physique, and two, health reasons.
Yeah.
So, like, you're gonna want your pictures, like, because you're not gonna be in
Yeah.
prep. You're not gonna be on stage for a year.
And I do think it's one of
Yeah,
them
plus-
things, you'll regret it if you don't.
Yeah.
So I think always just plan ahead, budget for everything, go onto the LFP site and we've got some videos on there, little plug there. But yeah, just plan ahead, but I'd say just make sure you're in a situation where you do have that disposable income every month. These are a bit more bodybuilder.
How to keep food volume low in off season and keep stomach flatter. Do you want to answer this one? Because I'm a little bit confused.
How to keep volume low.
Food
I mean,
volume.
as simple as it sounds, just choose foods that are high calorie. So if you're really struggling, throw loads of peanut butter in your oats,
Like,
and it just bulks it up a bit
this is a very bro approach you've given. But what I would say is, like, not that I'm shitting on your answer, but for example, potato. Who doesn't like air fried potato? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but you're not going to run
yeah,
500, 600 grams of air fried potato. Like, you're going to go for sticky rice.
I was going to say, the choice of rice,
Yeah.
you'd like cream of rice, you can choose how voluminous you make that, so you
Yes.
can add more water or less water.
Yeah. You know, you can add
I'm
things,
trying to think
you know,
what
towards
else.
what I would say, when you're in your off season, start building up with whole foods, and when you start to get to that point where you're almost like, okay, I'm getting full, add a bit of honey. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to feel 20, 30 grams of honey. You're not going to feel the difference on the volume in your stomach. But 20, 30 grams of honey, and I don't know how many carbs it is on top of my head, but it will make a difference because it will push that, you know, surplus a little bit higher.
And I
Simple.
think on the last bit, keep the stomach flatter. I think it's one of them things. It depends how hard you're pushing in an off season, but for the most part, as a female, I would say, if you're pushing hard and you're really trying to grow, it's hard to keep your stomach flat.
Yes.
Realistically, in your peak off season, most people won't have your like flat toned stomach.
It's bodybuilding. Like, we hate off season when we're in the depths. We hate prep when we're, you know, in the deep trenches, as
Sometimes
they
you wonder
call
why
it.
you even do it.
So just ignore it, I would say.
Go for another one.
Another one,
Yeah.
another bodybuilding question. What's the lowest you should drop your carbs/fats?
Well, I feel like this is controversial.
So I'll start with fats. And again, it really depends. Are we talking bodybuilding or are we talking lifestyle? If we're talking bodybuilding,
We'll go bodybuilding.
well, as low as you need to, as low as it requires. I would be careful with fats for females because obviously natural females fats, you know, contribute to hormone production and how hormones actually function in your body. So you don't really, I mean, let's be honest, prep's gonna fuck you up.
I was going to say,
Like,
again, this is where it's controversial because for a lot of females, you will need to take your fats low.
Yeah.
And your
yeah.
hormones will be a bit messed
Right.
up. And that is sort of one of them unfortunate things that's part and parcel of prepping.
Am I
It's
wrong?
extreme.
Am I wrong to say it's quite normal for a period to go? You know.
No, it is.
You know,
yeah, it's
so-
common. It's not healthy. It's common.
No, but that's the thing. Like that. Oh Jesus! Flex.
I don't know if you saw that, but Flex didn't make it onto the sofa.
Flex's carbs are definitely too low. So yeah, if you're
What about
dieting,
lifestyle?
you don't need to be that drastic. As long as you have taken your time and you've given yourself enough time to get lean, you don't have to get yourself in a place where you feel like shit. It's not going to be comfortable because dieting isn't. We all want to have nice food and whatever, but you know, if you stick to the goal and you go, cool, I want to get lean, and you realize, you know, this is my goal, this is what I'm doing, you'll be fine. I'm trying to put a number on it, but
I think
can't.
it's so person dependent as well because people will react very differently to fats. Some people can diet on higher fats and prefer that to lower carbs. Vice versa, people prefer way lower fats and higher carbs. So it's just, I don't think there's a set number that you can say that this is what you need to be at.
the best way to answer, I think, is have two different diets: a training day diet and a non-training day diet. Favour fats in your non-training day diet for the fact that you're obviously going to run slightly lower fat in your training day, but accommodate a little bit more carb in your training day. So obviously you're going to push your performance in your training a little bit more. So obviously your intensity is going to be there. You'll allow yourself to train properly, etc., etc. Get a better result because a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to cut my carbs out. It's going to give me such a good, quick result. Well, perhaps it may actually cost you your energy and your training will go to shit and intensity will go and you'll slow yourself down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's that.
I think that answers that. Do you ever train together and how do you find training together? So,
I'm a very...
we don't train together.
No.
Ever really. Like once every so often.
I'm a very... we don't change
He's
together.
getting grumpy now.
I like to train alone. And
do.
I have
And I-
moments where I like to train with someone. I like to train with somebody that understands me, that I'm a dickhead.
Yeah, so Jacob's one of them people that you can't talk to him during a session, and anyone that has trained with him before will know, like, especially when he's going into a top set, you won't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
You're like zoned out of
Yeah.
the world. So training together for us isn't like we're having a nice time, it's
No.
a training. Also, we don't have the same split, obviously.
No.
So actually matching up, we don't train at the same time either.
No.
Most of the time.
No.
Maybe on a Saturday we train at a similar time, but most of the time we don't train at the same time. And also, if we train together, like the size difference, taking plates on and off of things is just annoying.
It's a ball ache, yeah.
Like we trained together when we went to EP Jungle.
Like
but-
I train on holiday, get a quick pump, get a quick or something like that. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Like
but
a bit
most
of
of
a-
the time we don't.
If I want to have again, this is gonna sound savage. If I ever want to have a productive workout, I'm not gonna have one with you.
No,
Not
'cause
in
I
a
think-
nasty way.
No, we're at, like you double my size,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So,
So yeah, that's that. Post show plans.
Do I sound food focused? A little bit of food. A little bit of food. We do want to be good
Yeah.
in off season. I really enjoy it, and everyone says that. Oh yeah, I will stick to it. I will stick to it, but I actually fucking will.
I think again, this is the benefit of us prepping together, that because we're so locked in now, we've got each other to go out of it. So we'll both be in the same situation. I feel like we're good at calling each other out on things. So if I know he's being stupid and eating too much food, I'll tell him, and vice versa. So I feel like that'll work in our favour. But our main post-show plan is we are going to Rome 6 weeks after, 4 weeks after.
Yes.
This is how distracting having a sausage jug is. So that's the main plan, and we've done it quite a few weeks after, obviously, because we don't want to be stupid. We don't want to go eat loads of food, feel like shit after. So yeah, always better, I would say, if you want a holiday post-show, give it at least a few weeks so your hunger's settled a little bit, you've pushed food up a little bit more, you're recovered a little bit more as well, and I think that means we'll enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Okay, no, I'll finish on this one. I feel like this is quite a good one. I only want to do one more.
Do you? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry guys.
Gym. How did you both find building the gym? How did it work? And future plans for the gym. So, how did you both find building the gym?
Stressful.
It was stressful. It was
It
a
just-
lot of work.
There just wasn't enough time. And I don't mind saying it now. Like I was still in full-time employment.
We would say, yeah,
Like-
both working full time.
Let's be honest.
trying to
I
do
was
this.
pretending I'm off sick that I broke my toe.
You probably shouldn't say that.
I don't care. What are they gonna do? Oh my god, they're not gonna sack me, are they?
Yeah, true. Yeah, so that it was hard. It happened very quickly as well. So obviously you were getting machines and everything
Yeah.
for a while, but in terms of timing from getting the building and moving in, it was a month.
It was like 24 days or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
So yeah, setting up the whole building. Obviously, it was a complete empty building. Well, I say empty. It had loads of stuff in that
So
needed
we have
to be
to empty
removed.
it. Yeah.
It had to be emptied, painted, everything set up. We had to work out where machines went. That was hard as well.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times that it was just me and you trying to move 400 kilo leg presses.
And then we
That was
realised
difficult.
a few months later, actually, we're gonna move. So,
Yeah, yeah. But it was good. Like, it was a learning process. We did well, I would say.
Still here. Still here.
We've made it
Doing
past a year.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Doing all right. People are
Um,
enjoying the gym. I actually had one of my clients come down today, and he's absolutely loved it. So it's
Yeah.
always nice when people comment. I'm not asking for you to come and tell me, "Oh, the gym's so sick," and then go out. That's for fucking shit. Like we do take a lot of like constructive criticism on
Yeah.
board, and we're like.
But I equally feel like we take a lot of pride in building that community-based gym, and that's
Yeah.
what you were aiming for always, and I feel like you've achieved that.
Yeah, 'cause, like bodybuilding can be a bit toxic,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's nice to have that without again sounding so very like it's nice to have that place where you can
Yeah.
go and you've got people that will support you. You can ask, you can have a discussion about a subject and
Yeah.
get
yeah.
advice, and there's always all of that around here, so
Yeah.
it's good.
And I also feel like even though it is a bodybuilding gym, we have a lot of people that aren't bodybuilders or aren't competitors, and it's still a great gym for them.
I always need to be careful to say that. I normally go like, yeah, we've got normal people in.
All these normal people. It doesn't mean, if he ever offends anyone, that's not what he means. It just means non-body. He's too fixated in his bodybuilding world.
And foreign as well.
How did it work? I feel like that's a very broad question. We made it all up as we went along.
Yeah.
I have no idea how it worked or how we got there, but it happened. That's my only answer.
You have to make it work. Like,
yeah, we're still making it up as we go.
There is no manual on how to open a gym. I don't think. I mean, I guess the big gyms do have.
Like, you could probably tell people now roughly how to do it, but if you're looking to open a gym, ask us that question, because that's a big one to answer on YouTube. And then future plans for the gym. This will be the last one.
Future plans for the gym.
Yeah.
Well, we're not moving. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm locked into a lease for quite a few years still, so I can't go anywhere. Not that I want to, because I do like the place. So hopefully I'm staying here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
There's a lot more machines. Obviously, we will travel to more gyms now and start, using more kit, and there's still a lot of room. So first of all, we need to make some space for equipment, because at the minute, the way we set the gym up, the layout is very, it's in a sense that it makes the place look busy.
Yeah, it worked well when we first moved in, because we didn't want it to look empty. Not that it was empty,
well, we've doubled in size,
yeah,
and we've not had the machines.
We've slowly trickled more in now over the past few months. So yeah, what machines are we looking for?
What machines are you looking for? So there's Booty Builder, obviously. I've tried to, and even for a guy, like, it may be a bit of a controversial, like, it's called the Booty Builder,
everyone needs glutes.
Like, I use the hyper extension today, and I'm constantly having to hold onto the dumbbell, carry the dumbbell, whereas it's the great machines. They're very, very good machines. So money, financing provided, sign up to the gym. I always give, like, how much I get paid from the gym.
Yeah.
It's peanuts. Like, Mel is on more money than me. Can you believe she's raking it, I'm not.
I wish. No, but a lot of money goes back into the gym, definitely, and it always has. There hasn't really been a month where you haven't put something.
Well, it's been over a year, and like I say, I used to make more in my 9 to 5 than I do from the gym.
Yeah.
So.
But I think if anyone's wanting to build their own business or anything like that, it is a sacrifice you have to make, and you know it's going to benefit in the future.
And like I said, literally at the beginning of this, a Q&A, is that a Q&A?
Q&A,
yeah. At the beginning of the Q&A, I've literally just said my life just revolves around gym, fitness, bodybuilding, and that's it. I don't spend my money on anything stupid. Like, I downgraded a car, I've got my bills, and I just wouldn't buy kits, I buy a machine for the gym, for the members, but really...
If anyone's seen the excitement of Jacob finding a new piece that he wants... Yeah, it's something else.
It's better than my birthday.
It actually is.
I'm old now as well, so... Birthday's no good these days.
So yeah, I think we'll stop on the questions there, because we've spoken for a long time. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what else you want to see, of course. Please like, subscribe, comment down below anything else you want to see. Flex is really, really bored now. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Just for like
Simba.
Just say.
Q&A.